Welcome back. Amudar Pratap Singh you're joining us on NewsX. A major political turbulence has emerged in West Bengal with a rebel group of TMC MLAs removing party chief Mamata Banerjee from a position as party chief and giving the position to TMC MLA Arup Roy. This came as a high-level meeting was held in Kolkata where a larger number of party leaders, including sitting and former MLAs, district functionaries and local representatives were present. The group has allegedly moved to constitute a new National Working Committee, declaring itself as the real Trinamool Congress. The rebel faction has proclaimed Arup Roy as the new party chief. It has also announced a restructured organizational setup, naming senior leaders to key posts, including vice presidents, general secretaries and party treasurer. However, these claims remain one-sided and have not been officially accepted by the existing party leadership. Roy, a four-time MLA from Howrah, Madhya, is a senior political figure who has earlier served as cabinet minister in West Bengal government and held important organizational roles within the TMC structure. He's now been projected by the rebel group as the head of their breakaway faction. This development, if it escalates into a formal split, would ultimately fall under the scrutiny of the Election Commission of India, which decides such disputes based on legislative strength, organizational control and party constitutional framework. Historically, in similar disputes such as the NCP split between Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar and the Shiv Sena split between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde, the decisive factor has been the number of MLAs and MPs backing each faction. The situation continues to develop and is likely to see political and legal challenges in the coming days. In fact, let's quickly, for a legal perspective now, bring on to the broadcast Siddharth Luthra, senior advocate, Supreme Court, who's joining us live. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Luthra, today on NewsX. Let me begin by asking you about this big development. Mamata Banerjee removed as the party chairperson. Is there a legal precedent for this?
If you have the numbers in any political party, you can act against the person who's heading the political party. Now, the issue really is in West Bengal or any other state, do you have the numbers? For example, if you remember, even in the, Shiv Sena, in Shiv Sena, what had happened was there was the Thackeray version and the Shinde version. The Shinde version said they are the actual Shiv Sena. Similarly, you had a similar issue with the AIDMK in the past. So these are issues that always arise when some of the persons who are constituent members of the party feel that the party is not, the leadership needs a change.
Yes. Now, Mamata Banerjee has shared her own leadership list to the EC. What are the options for them after this move? And what about her options now? What can she do to challenge this development?
So the point today is, if the rebel group has split, and if there is a split in the party, or if within the party there are enough people who call for an AGM, because remember, a party is like a society, it's like a body of people. So if they call for all the members and all the members by majority choose a change of leadership, well, that legitimately is going to happen.
Yes. Now, also the letter of support. Can the letter of support from majority MLAs and MPs be used to claim party ownership, sir?
It's not, look, I think we're using the wrong word, party ownership, because nobody owns a party. But party control, yes, if the majority of MLAs and MPs are supporting you. So it's not just about the majority of MLAs and MPs. Eventually, the MLAs and MPs are people who are elected on the party ticket. What is important within a party is when the primary members and their representatives, and it all depends on the constitution of each political party. If the constitution says that members from each district or region are the ones who form the electoral college for the party, then that majority will determine who will be at the head of affairs of the party or otherwise.
Yes. Also, what determines an original political party organization is something that I would like to, shed light on as well.
So there are two things. An original party, let's say in this case the TMC, the original TMC is the party which has a majority of persons who are, in terms of the constitution of TMC, in that party. If there is a split, and if there are two groups and one says we are the majority and the minority are, and the others are in a minority, then they can actually declare that the majority stands with person A and not with the original persons at the head of affairs. And they can do that by expelling the persons who are actually at the head of affairs, because the majority numbers are with the persons now seeking to claim the rights over the party.
Right. And what are the options with the rebels then? What can the rebels do legally, for their own rights?
Look, the rebels will have to go to the election commission, and eventually, if necessary, because these matters relate to parties which are akin to societies, so they may have to go before the court to say that they are the ones who are entitled to run the operations or control the management of this party. Or those who've been ousted, or those who allege they've been ousted, whoever claimed majority may have to get that majority proved through a court process or a judicial process.
All right, Siddharth Luthra, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on this big story. Let me now quickly draw in Abhishek Banerjee, political analyst, also joining us now. Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, also with us. Burushiv Dasgupta, senior journalist, also joins the broadcast. Let me come to you first. Burushiv Dasgupta, is it looking like now the party is slipping away from Mamata Banerjee? She's been removed as a chairperson by these rebels. They formed their own organization and made their own appointments as well.
Well, as we heard, I mean, if it is a question of numbers, the split has already pushed Mamata Banerjee out of the fight, because in the state, I mean, if we talk about the MLAs, there has been this time the total number has been 80, out of which 60 have rebelled. So, I mean, naturally, they have been totally, Mamata's followers, the faithfuls, they have been, fully outnumbered. I mean, in fact, it is 3:1. I mean, 2/3 of the majority is with the rebel group. And today, yesterday they formed a meeting, and they formed their Onum, All India Trinamool Party, and had the new Arup Roy from Howrah, who is a very senior MLA, as the chairperson, which means they have replaced Mamata Banerjee. And there are other vice presidents, which includes people like Firad Hakim, who was the mayor and also the urban development minister. He was one of the vice president. And then Arup Biswas, he's a different Arup. Arup Biswas, he became notorious or famous, whatever, by his conflict on the issue of Messi. He messed up the Messi coming to Kolkata. They are the vice presidents, and they have been expelled by Mamata Banerjee.
Yes.
Whatever Mamata Banerjee has the numbers. But then again, there is the third issue, or the third group, the MPs. There again, there are 28 MPs.
Yes.
Out of which 28 MPs, the 20 MPs have rebelled. And there again, totally, the Mamata faithfuls have been totally outnumbered. And they have, since it's a legal question of existence, they have formed another party called the NCPI, which is a nondescript form of party, which is from Tripura, but they have, merged with that. And so that is another group. So what will actually happen, because Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek, her nephew, they are now, fighting a desperate battle. But I think if we go by numbers, she has been totally outnumbered.
Okay, let me take that to you, Abhishek Banerjee. Of course, there will be a legal fight now, which will be presumably fought, and we, of course, got the legal perspective from Siddharth Luthra on that. But what about the fight in the public? In the public eye, in the public perception, what is the mood on ground looking at now this tussle to claim the Trinamool Congress that is formally now underway with the removal and with the expulsions and with the new committees and the dissolution of the old ones? What are the people of West Bengal thinking of all of this, Abhishek Banerjee?
I mean, I am not a pollster, so I cannot really comment on the mood on the ground. But what I can say, I would make the point is that one needs to understand that there is a distinction between party and legislative party. So everything inside a political party is elected, including district heads, party heads, all these positions. So what these people will have to show now is that a majority of, like, they have to go before the election commission, and a majority of district presidents, vice presidents, whatever is with them. But what I would say in general is that there is this idea being created that something very weird, something very new is happening, and the party is being snatched away. Mamata Banerjee's party is being snatched away from Mamata Banerjee's and from under her feet. But there is no really such thing. I mean, these are very old traditions. They have always happened in India, and some of our greatest prime ministers. I mean, Indira Gandhi herself split the Congress party in 1969, and she remained prime minister with the help of the communists. So so there is nothing new. It has happened. So Arup Roy at the moment, it appears, is taking over the TMC in basically the same way as which Indira Gandhi took over the Congress, by expelling all the other senior leaders of the Congress party. Just because she's Nehru's daughter doesn't mean she owns the Congress party. She actually split the Congress, and that's the same thing that is happening today. And I should also mention that these are not rebels. We are calling them rebels or defectors. No, they are what Indira Gandhi herself would have called conscience voters. She came up with this term herself. She said that instead of following some party whip or some dictatorship, they're just voting as per their conscience. And this is what has always happened in Indian politics. It's part of India's glorious traditions, and well, that's exactly what's happening today.
Well, I don't quite know whether it is a glorious tradition of India or not, but that is your opinion, Abhishek. But, let me ask you then, Manasvi Thapar, about, of course, now this tussle, within the TMC. Is it going down the route of the NCP? What we saw between Sharad Pawar, Ajit Pawar, is it going down the route of what we saw with the Shiv Sena between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde? Is it looking eerily similar to those fights? Is it deja vu again? And if it is, Manasvi Thapar, does it seem then inevitable that the symbol and the other benefits could perhaps go to the rebel faction?
100%.
Looking at the strength, the legislative strength.
100%. I don't think there are two ways about it, and I think since 2014, and most importantly in the last couple of years, what we have seen is complete breakaway of opposition political parties, and what has come out is a true understanding of where Indian politics stand. It is not about ideology anymore. It's only about the loyalty towards power, and the only people are loyal towards his power. So right now, the only option left for these people who are jumping ships are believing that BJP or NDA are the formidable forces where they can join hands, and there is no future left. And I think these are the people who will make the party weak, and internally, in a longer run, they will be weaker themselves. So what we have seen, be it with Akali Dal, what we have seen, be it with Shiv Sena, or we have seen with NCP, what happens is, first there will be a big breakdown, and after the first layer of leaders, the second layer of leaders will get some space in the sarkar, be it in the central level or at the state level, and then we'll see slowly, steadily, these own leaders of the smaller or a new faction of the same party, or the new faces of the same party or the symbol will have no traction. So what will happen now is, for the first time, what we'll see is West Bengal and Maharashtra more specifically will be political regions without any opposition, because the opposition leaders who had a space which was anti-BJP vote have given their own vote bank to BJP, have accepted the defeat, that yes, we don't have that courage, yes, we cannot stand 5 years without power, and that's why they're giving in. And now what happens here is, so what is BJP? BJP will have NCP in it, will have Shiv Sena in it, will have TMC in it, will have Congress in it, will have BSP in it, so Akali Dal in it. So what has happened here is, so BJP's core ideology of being a strong Hindu party is also getting diluted by adding these own people who are jumping ships. So that is okay for BJP because BJP is winning election. They are the largest political party, can accommodate so many people. But what is happening on the democratic front is not that everything whatever Sarkar or the people in power are doing is correct. Not that everything what they are doing is going to be 100% correct proof. There would be chances where they would be they would not do something which is right for the people. What there are instances like what we saw in the recent newspaper articles that one of the chief ministers of BJP have acquired acres, hundreds and acres of land since he has come in power. So these are checks and balances which can only be taken on record once there is a strong opposition, once there is a strong media, and only together we can make sure our democracy is strong. So our democracy is as strong as our opposition, but that duty is not with BJP. To make the democracy or the opposition strong is not the duty of the BJP. It has to be the grassroots level leaders. It should be the second leg of leaders who you may not like Mamata Banerjee, you may not like Shiv Sena, you may not like Uddhav Thackeray, you may not like Sharad Pawar's leadership. Change the leadership. There is no way you could go with a different political ideology. And also what is even more difficult for me to understand is till yesterday you were okay with Mamata Banerjee's style of governance. She was giving you MLA tickets, you were winning MLA tickets, you were fighting MP elections, you were winning MP elections. She lost an election and suddenly the entire political journey of Mamata Banerjee has been taken over by these rebels who were till date were very silent people who had no problems with the kind of governance she was having, be it autocratic, be it not autocratic, be it Abhishek Banerjee was involved, not involved. They were okay with it. They were silent with it till the time they were getting tickets. As soon as they lost tickets, suddenly the entire list of MPs and MLAs have started saying that they will not resign their position as MLAs and MPs. They would want to continue it. They will sabotage Mamata Banerjee, but they will want to keep the party. So the entire central figure of West Bengal politics since 1998 has been Mamata Banerjee.
Okay.
There have been across party political lines. Even today, when I'm talking about Mamata Banerjee,
right.
not that I'm a fan of her politics, but one thing which I have to say it very loudly on NewsX is, be it any other leader right now in BJP also have been incubated by Mamata Banerjee.
Yes.
The minister himself is coming from the school of Mamata Banerjee leadership. You may like her, you may
okay,
dislike
Abhishek
her.
Banerjee, please respond.
Yeah. So this is why I wanted to push back against such thinking, and I
Yes.
said the word glorious in a rather sarcastic or ironic sense.
Yeah.
So the first thing I wanted to point out is that this is how political parties have always been run in India. I mean, Indira Gandhi is one of our greatest prime ministers. She got elected in 1967, and then what did she do? She split the Congress party. And then she took help from the opposition, the Communist Party, and then she stayed in power with their help. She split the Congress Party. And this is how politics has always been played. Why are people suddenly developing stomach pain? Because what our glorious leaders have done in the past, our glorious leaders are doing today. The next point about this sudden concern that has come up that West Bengal does not have opposition. When did West Bengal have an opposition, sir? In 2011, when Mamata Banerjee, when she came to power in a coalition with the Congress Party. And then what did she do? Where is the BJP angle? BJP had 0 seats in 2011. TMC and Congress came to power by displacing the CPIM. Then in the next election, Mamata Banerjee ditches the Congress Party, and Congress and CPIM join hands after fighting for decades. Now today CPIM, Congress and TMC are all sitting together in India Alliance. What is the ideological angle, sir? There is zero ideology. When did West Bengal have an opposition? Nobody cried when CPIM, Congress and TMC were sitting on the same team and BJP had 0 seats. Then nobody said that West Bengal needs an opposition. Today, suddenly, because BJP has come to power, people have discovered the importance of democracy. When Indira Gandhi, our greatest glorious prime minister, our iron lady, when she split the Congress and she joined hands with the opposition Communist Party and stayed prime minister, then there was no question of ideology. Only when BJP comes to power, people suddenly discover the importance of ideology. So please try to explain this. And as far as it comes about talking about, people's mandate and all, in 2019, BJP and Shiva Sena, they fought together in Maharashtra. They got a majority together, and then Shiva Sena and Congress joined hands and formed the government. Now, if the MLAs of Shiva Sena, if they rebel and say that no, our ideology is with BJP, then what will you call it? Who has betrayed the people's mandate? This idea that just because somebody is related by family to somebody else, that means they own the party as their personal property. This is what has done maximum damage to democracy in this country. And we have all these discourses about this word secularism, but you read the constitution, there is another word in there, which was there even before secularism. Sovereign democratic republic. Do you know what the word republic means? The word republic means that you will not have a king who is inheriting by family power. That is also a very important word in the constitution. And these family-based parties, they have destroyed the foundation of the Indian Republic. The word republic also matters. Secular is not the only word in the constitution. So it is actually BJP which is bringing republican values into Indian politics by getting rid of these dynastic family-based parties which have destroyed the foundation of the republic.
All right, let me take that to, yes, I know Manasvi wants to respond to you, but okay, Manasvi, I'll allow you, then I'll get in Burushev Dasgupta. Yes, Manasvi.
I think this is very laughable and this is very selective of any of the speaker, whoever comes on a panelist, that the idea of BJP of getting out of dynastic politics by dynastic political party is getting those people who come from those political parties, even if they are corrupt, are okay and welcome in this particular party. I think the premises is completely wrong, and they don't understand the idea of democracy and an idea of a healthy country which India should have been. So what happens here is when
no, but if you're seeing non-dynasts take over the reins of a political party, then that also sends a message that it can't just be dynasty rewarded, and perhaps if others were rewarded, the situation wouldn't have come. You look at what's happening in the NCP, you look at, although of course there it is a different Pawar clan, but you look at what's happening with the Shiv Sena, where Eknath Shinde had to rebel, and because the reins were going to go to Aditya Thackeray and then perhaps his son and so on and so forth. Here in TMC also it's the nephew who was being rewarded, which is why obviously these leaders rebelled.
I feel the biggest problem for Indian politics is not dynasty, it's corruption. And we are not addressing that issue. And the plank on which BJP came in power in 2014 and henceforth it continues to be in power is to be out of corruption, to bring India out of corruption. So what is happening is the biggest of corrupt leaders which BJP has camped against them are now in BJP. And that is very worrying. Dynasty, non-dynasty will not make a much difference. If the core of identity of a particular person has been corrupt, does not care about people, does not care about institutions, does not care about its own voters, and are corrupt to the core, be it the current Chief Minister of West Bengal. This is not what I am saying. This is right now the BJP's Twitter handle of West Bengal is also saying of 2013. They are saying they have not deleted that tweet also. So a corrupt leader is welcomed in BJP, is given plum position as chief ministers. Booklets have been published against these people, and they are welcomed in BJP and are given plum position. So my problem is not dynasty right now. My problem is the core principle of our nation. How can a nation thrive? One day that particular person, as per the ED, CBI and BJP which is in power, has told all of us and media that these people are corrupt. And tomorrow they join BJP and the question of corruption goes, and today they become the chief ministers of our states, and we are okay with it. And the entire narrative changes from corruption to dynasty. So this narrative, the change of goalpost, is something which is very dangerous for our nation. It's not about Mamata Banerjee or Abhishek Banerjee. They may come to power, they may go from our power, they may go in any other country. I don't care. But my care is that I want India to be corruption free. I believe entire panel of our debate today would also want this. But how can I accept the fact a corrupt leader...
Okay, Burushev Dasgupta, do you believe this is also going to now open the floodgates? If the party's control were to go to the rebels now and were to go to the camp now headed by Arup Roy, do you believe that will increase the floodgates, will have more desertions?
Well, I mean, desertions, yes, it is happening. I mean, even down the line,
yeah, I mean, Firhad Hakim is, of course, the latest.
The municipality, the chiefs and the district, the Zilla Parishad heads, They are all resigning. This is going on. But let us look at. I mean, this is Trinamool was never a very ideological party. The weakest point of Trinamool is it had no ideology, and that is one of the reasons why it has broken up, split into so many different pieces. I mean, this was just power and the power game, and whoever is getting more power. But let us look at practically what is happening here. Let us not go by ideology. I mean, the BJP is also, it talks about ideology, but actually what is happening today is BJP is now moving towards decimation of opposition. Whether it affects democracy, that's a different matter. They don't bother about democracy at all. What they are moving towards is, they want to move the delimitation bill. For that, they need, they need to have two-third majority and even changing the constitution. That is what they're moving towards. Definitely the help of the splinter parties from Trinamool, who has now the MPs, the 20 MPs, that will help the BJP definitely in the Lok Sabha and also in the Rajya Sabha, because they lost out on the women's bill, for example, because lack of lack of numbers. They will not allow, BJP will not allow that to happen when they move towards the delimitation bill. So for that, they are building up, and that is what we have to understand in Indian politics today, not ideology. None of the parties today move by, ideological motivations. It moves by pure practicality.
Okay. Well, we will, of course, continue tracking this story very, very closely. For the time being, we've run out of time. My thanks to our guests for joining us. Let's slip into a short break.